Se você quer aprender a cantar as músicas de Natal do jeito direitinho, tudo em inglês, jingle bells, gente, por favor, né? Vamos entrar lá no Cambly, vamos procurar um professor nativo e falar, me ensina! Eu tenho certeza que em 15 minutos você consegue descobrir e aprender todas as músicas de Natal. Eu tô aqui dando mais um motivo para você entrar no Cambly.com ou no aplicativo do Cambly, baixar tudo direitinho, botar seu e-mail, não precisa colocar cartão de crédito nem nada, e vai lá em minutos grátis e coloca o nosso cupom maravilhoso Inglês no Podcast. Dessa forma você vai poder aprender todas as músicas de Natal em inglês, vai poder depois cantar para a família inteira em inglês e mostrar para o que veio nesse mundo, não é não? Então tá bom, já dei meu recado. Agora, now, on with the show.
Hello, hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Inglês no Rádio. My name is Foster. I'm your English teacher, and I'm here with Alexia. Alexia, how you doing?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking. What about you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Yay!
So this week on the show, we have been talking about TV, different TV shows that we like, the future of TV, and just in general, how TV can help you improve your English. And on this week's last episode, we are talking about one of Alexia's favorite shows of all time.
Yours as well.
Which is?
The Crown.
The Crown.
The Crown.
The story of Britain's royal family.
Yes.
So Alexia, season 3 just came out. We watched more or less the entire thing in a week with my dad. What did you think about it?
I loved it. It's really different from the first 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
They changed the cast, the entire cast. And I do think that Olivia Colman as the queen is amazing. She's doing a great job with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I already know that the season 4...
The 4th season.
I know, but
don't try to avoid those THs. Just embrace them.
The 4th season will be with her again as well.
Okay.
Yes. And this time, during season 3, the 3rd season.
There we go.
It was a little bit more intense or dense. I mean,
you could say heavy.
Not heavy because I feel like the history of the royal family is always heavy. You know, like a lot of things going on every single time, every single year.
Sure.
But it was a little bit more, how can I say, not changing that much. You know, how can I say this?
I don't know exactly what you're trying to explain, but I think I understand the sentiment. So in this season, they changed cast. They changed all the characters because this season took place farther into the history of the royal crown. So they had to get actors and actresses that were older.
They didn't change the characters. The characters remained the same.
I'm talking about the actors, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, with age, things tend to slow down a little bit, perhaps get a little bit more serious. I think I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. But I love it. Even though I know that it's a show and it's a romantic view of the royal family and etc., I simply love it. I think it's amazing and it's so well made and it's so well written.
Yeah, the production value is out the roof, which means it's very, very good. Netflix obviously spent a lot of money on the show, and you can tell. The production is awesome. The cinematography is beautiful. And it's just a delight to watch. Doesn't matter if you're interested in the royal crown or Great Britain. It's fascinating.
It's history.
Yeah. So, Alexia, most of this takes place in Great Britain. But one of the things I love about The Crown, first of all, the British accent is fantastic. But in this season, they also had a few episodes in the United States when Princess Margaret visited the U.S. And they also have a few...
What's the name of the president again?
That was LBJ, Lyndon Johnson.
Yeah.
who's from Texas and has kind of a ridiculous Texan accent. I don't know how accurate that is.
To be honest, I think that as a show with all British actors, I think that when you put an American from Texas, of course his accent will vai sobressair, you know?
Yeah, it will really stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think it was perhaps a little bit exaggerated, but I don't know. LBJ was not president when I was alive, so I'm not exactly sure the way he really sounded in real life. But in addition to British and American accents, a few episodes also took place in Wales. So you had a lot of exposure to the Welsh accent and even the Welsh language.
Yes, which is impossible to understand.
I mean, if you don't speak Welsh, yeah.
Of course. I mean, I have a student from Wales, and when he speaks to me in English, of course I can understand everything, but he's already with a British accent and not the Welsh accent when speaking English. Because I was so proud of myself when The Crown finished, and I was like, okay, I can understand 85-90% of this show.
Even with all of the different accents happening?
Yes.
And do you find one accent to be easier than the others?
Yes, of course. The British accent is easier than the rest for me.
Even the American accent?
No. I'm talking about that side of the world. Comparing with American accent, of course, American accent is easier for me nowadays.
Okay, but you don't have too many problems understanding the British accent?
Not at all. Maybe at the beginning, when I need to make my listening understand that I am watching a show in British accent. I have a delay a little bit with some words and some expressions and the way that they talk, because even the intonation is different.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is totally normal. I think it's a really important thing to highlight and point out for our listeners. So a lot of times, many of our students will say, I tried to watch this movie or series, but I could not understand anything. And I always want to say, give it a chance, because accents, dialects, different pronunciations, there is a learning curve, like you said, a delay, and there is some benefit. I don't know how scientifically true this is, but the more you listen to something, the better you understand the characters and what they're saying, the easier it is to understand the accent.
Yes.
I have the same thing in Portuguese. For example, if I'm listening to, let's say, for example, a podcast from Portugal, for the first 10 minutes or even the first episode, I'm missing a lot. I really don't know what's going on. But if I listen to the same people talking for a couple of hours, by the third or fourth episode, it sounds totally normal to me.
Yes, that's what happened to me. Of course, that, I mean, I was forcing myself as well, because we watch it without subtitles.
As you always should.
Yes. But maybe if I wasn't with you and I was all by myself, I would be like, okay, I'm going to watch this episode with subtitles just to see how much I can understand and I'm getting correctly. But I mean, why? Why should I do that?
Yeah, and the reason I think that that's a really bad idea and just a bad approach in general is because when you turn subtitles on, all you're doing is measuring how much you understand with reading. So probably you understand, I would say, like 95% of things when you're reading it. But when you're listening to it, those are two completely different skill sets.
Yeah.
So I see that mistake all the time with our students. And I say, how much are you understanding? And people will say, without subtitles, maybe 50%, with subtitles, 80%. But those are two completely different things. You're reading with one, you're listening with another.
What about for you? Did you have any problems watching the show?
No. Of course, there are words and phrases that I understand but are strange to me that I would never use. And there are a lot of expressions that I just completely did not understand.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the queen wants to say when she says that. But nothing that really was an obstacle to comprehension. No.
Yeah, but the best part of the show were...
The corgis?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the royal family, especially Queen Elizabeth, is a huge fan of Welsh corgis. And I used to have a corgi, so I'm a big corgi lover.
Me too.
Their cute little butts.
God.
Their pointy little ears.
Even the King Charles
Oh, yeah.
that Margaret had. Sorry.
That Margaret had. Yes, Margaret had a King Charles Spaniard.
I love
Also
them.
adorable dogs.
I would have one.
Yeah. So
Cute.
I think it's appropriate that even when we're talking about Netflix and the royal family, somehow we end the episode talking about dogs.
That's fine for me. So our next next movie, Netflix movie that we are going to watch is going to be with your dad. It's The Irishman.
Oh, yeah. My dad really wants to watch
Me
The
too.
Irishman. I believe it's a Scorsese series.
You say Scorsese, not Scorsese?
It's not Scorsese. No, we say Martin Scorsese.
Scorsese.
Anyway.
And Al Pacino and Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci. It
So
is
hard
a
to
lot.
say. Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro.
I know, but it's so hard.
Try it one more time.
Robert De Niro.
De Niro. Correct. Awesome.
Robert De Niro.
So we will report back with that. Until then, if you are interested in movies, series, that kind of thing, really try to get out of your comfort zone, watch things without subtitles, be exposed to different accents and different people speaking in different ways. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with how much you can understand if you have a little bit of patience.
Yes, and please go watch The Crown because it's amazing and it's amazing.
It's amazing. You heard it here first. So we will talk to you guys tomorrow.
Bye!
Bye-bye.
Muito obrigada por ter escutado mais um episódio aqui do nosso Inglês de Necro Rádio. Como sempre, vou pedir para você deixar sua review, deixar o seu e-mail no nosso site inglêsdenecro.com, ficar de olho nas novidades que a gente sempre manda, nossos recursos grátis, enfim, todas as novidades que a gente puder, a gente vai estar compartilhando com vocês, principalmente por e-mail. Então, é isso. Eu quis aqui dar esse recado. Como sempre, obrigada pelo suporte e a gente se vê no próximo episódio, tá bom? Bye!